Assalamualaikum. I welcome you all for class 6 subject science. So today we are going to continue with our topic, that is water and its importance. So we were talking about evaporation and condensation. Now this same process will be going on to form the clouds here. The formation of clouds. You have seen the rains, cloud in the sky, right? How is it formed? The clouds occur due to condensation. When temperature of air increases, it rises carrying along the water vapor present in it. So from the sea, it evaporates through the sun rays and it moves. The water moves as the water vapor. Then afterwards, after moving some place, what happens? This water vapor condenses on fine dust particles to form tiny droplets of water. Several such tiny droplets come together to form cloud. Okay, these droplets all together, when it is very high, the temperature becomes less there. Inside a cloud, tiny droplets of water join to form larger drops. When these drops become too heavy, they fall down as rain. Okay. In very cold places, these water drops freezes and fall down as snow. So these can be fallen down as snow or hailstone. You can see in the picture, that is the rain only has fallen in the form of snow, or you can see that as hailstones. So now we will learn about the water cycle, how it is being doing, means how the condensation, how the formation of snow and how the rain falls in. So now the stepwise first. So now here the water cycle. What is the meaning of water cycle? This is a continuous cyclic movement of water between the earth and the atmosphere. Between the earth and the atmosphere. The cyclic movement of water from the atmosphere to the earth and back to the atmosphere is known as water cycle. Water cycle helps to provide a constant supply of fresh water on the earth. Now the first step in the water cycle is the evaporation. What is the first now we are learning? Evaporation. As I said you, the sun heats, evaporates large amount of water from water bodies such as rivers, oceans and lakes. This evaporated water then exists in the atmosphere as water vapor. What happens? When the sun rays are heated, with the sun rays the water gets heated and it changes in the form of water vapor and it moves. The second here is the transpiration. Transpiration is again plant loses water vapor to the atmosphere through their leaves through a process called transpiration. Means when the photosynthesis will be going on, or in the summer what happens through the stomata, means from the leaves the small openings will be there, the water will come out as we will be sweating, no? So we human beings will sweat. So how the water that is sweat will come out? Like that only in plants the transpiration will take place. Plant loses water vapor to the atmosphere through their leaves through a process called transpiration. Now after transpiration and after evaporation, the water will move up in the atmosphere. Once it moves up, there what happens is the condensation of water takes place. In the atmosphere, water vapor condenses. Condenses means cools down to form tiny droplets of water which form clouds. Okay, these droplets, what happens? It will form a cloud. After what happens, then where the water, that is the clouds are too big and too heavy, it comes as the rain. Okay, the precipitation. When water droplets in the cloud get heavy, they precipitate, means they fall down as rain, hail or snow. Okay, that is hailstones or the snow from through the rain, it comes down again on the earth. If the clouds are too heavy, it cannot withstand, it breaks and it comes down in the form of rain or snow. Then what happens? The last, as the water is coming back to the earth, then the last process here, even that water, it will be percolated. Percolation takes place. What is the meaning of percolation? Some rainwater seeps down percolates through the soil and is stored as underground water. The same rainwater in the mud or in the trees, it will go deep below the soil and it will be saved there as groundwater. That is known as percolation. This is how the water cycle completes here. There are few processes, that is, which are the process we learned? Evaporation, transpiration, condensation, precipitation and percolation. So what is the meaning of drought and flood now? Drought is the scarcity of water causes drought, while excessive rain causes a flood. If the rain, that is, the rain is very less where the water is not present, scarcity of water is there, that is known as drought. An abnormally long period of insufficient or no rain is called a drought. It usually occurs when it does not rain for a whole season in the sense for 3 months or 5 months or 6 months. If there is no rain there continuously, drought occurs. You can see in the picture how the earth have cracked there. Hardens and dry ups the soil. What happens? It will hard and dry the soil, resulting in crop failure. Can the crop grow there? No. Agriculture can be done? No. And storage of food. Dries up rivers and lakes, resulting in shortage of drinking water. If there is no water, even the rivers and lakes will be dried up and there will be no water. What happens? It causes death of cattle and other animals due to shortage of food and water. If there is no rain, then there is no water. If there is no water, there are no plants. If there are no plants, there is no food. Okay. So even water is not there, even food is not there. What happens ultimately? That is, the organism cannot live there. Even the animals will be died. The plants already not grown without the water. This is known as the drought. The next is the flood, an overflow of water which results in areas of land becoming submerged. Submerged in the sense covered with water is called a flood. Means excess of water. Water is too much there. All the things are getting dipped in that. So that is known as flood. It is usually caused by continuous heavy rainfall for several days. How it will happen? By the continuous rainfall. If too much of rainfall is there, then flood causes. Okay. Now what happens if the floods are there? Uproots the trees, means the water will be so much, the trees are coming out. Uproots the trees means it will come out from the soil. The second, damages homes and vehicles. Okay. So all the homes are in the water, means what happens? So much of water is coming inside the house. What happens? All the things which are there, it will be what? It will damage itself, right? And vehicles. Destroy crops and leads to shortage of water. Again, shortage of food. Means if there are no trees, there are no food. Why there will be no trees? Water is there. But heavy water, there are so much of water that the plant cannot stick to the soil. And the plants come out through the soil and it floats. So there are no plants over there. Okay. Therefore, there will be no food. The next is drowns cattle and human beings. Drowns in the sense the animals will drown and they will be died. Leads to shortage of drinking water and food. Now here you can ask, ma'am, water is so much, but why shortage of drinking water? You know, the rainwater, as it will be heavy, it mixes with soil and all dirt from the ground, everything. So where is the fresh water now? So it is the water which will be available, it is not clean. So it is very shortage of drinking water also. Spread diseases. The floods causes diseases also. So once the water will be too much, there will be dirt, the pollution will be more and it causes to diseases. Now we learn about conservation of water. What is the meaning of conservation? That is, we have to save the water. Conservation of water refers to its wise use and prevention of its wastage. How much we have to use, we should see and use, and we should prevent wastage. Now there are few ways which we can do it. Now first one is rainwater harvesting. What is the meaning of rainwater harvesting is rainwater can be used by storing it. So we can store the rainwater and we can use it again. Rainwater can be collected on rooftops and allowed to run down through pipes to an underground storage tank. Examples are pits and tanks can also be made in low-lying areas to collect rainwater. You can see in the picture here. So how the rainwater harvesting is going on. On the top of the building there are water, that is here it is there. That water through the pipe it is being going to the tank here. Okay. So rainwater is collected on the terrace and then it is gone through the sump or the tank which is down below. Then that water is being used for many purposes. This is known as rainwater harvesting.